We have chosen the Sustainable Development Goal 7A, which FN defines by 2030 enhance international cooperations to facilitate access to clean energy research and technology, including renewable energy, energy efficiency, and advanced and cleaner fossil fuel technology, and promote investment in energy infrastructure and clean energy technology. So as you just heard, this goal is mostly about getting more clean energy and making already existing technologies more efficient. The goal was started to make clean energy more readily available to poorer countries and also to make the already existing technologies more efficient. The world is actually making pretty good progress towards this goal, but there is still much more to be done. FN has claimed that we can't get to 100% green energy by only using renewables, so we have to use something else, either nuclear power or non-existing technologies. So to see how it is actually going with our transition away from fossil fuels, I've made this graph. As you can see, we are still using mostly fossil fuels, and we are using 33% oil, 27% coal, and 24% biogas. And then we are using 16% clean energy. This includes 7% hydropower, 4% nuclear power, and 5% of all of the rest of the renewables, like, for example, wind and solar. It isn't going that well, but at least we're making some progress.
But the fear hasn't come from nowhere. Many people connect nuclear energy with the Chernobyl incident. It was a big meltdown of a reactor in Ukraine, but the error is not likely to be repeated today. It was a human error and bad engineering that caused the accident. The people who were running the tests didn't follow the safety procedures, which initiated the meltdown. And the control rods, which are made to prevent overheating, were made of graphite tips that actually increased the temperature for a moment before cooling the thing down. That's because it saved money, but nowadays the safety measures are so safe and so detailed that it would be almost impossible to build a reactor that could even melt down like that. But then again, those technologies that were used in Chernobyl are really outdated, and we know much more nowadays.
So after the Chernobyl incident, a lot of different countries have handled nuclear power in different ways. For example, Germany, Japan, and Turkey are actually closing down their nuclear power plants and replacing them with fossil fuels, which is the opposite of what we want. But on the other side, Finland and Sweden are actually creating new power plants to get more green energy, which is a good thing. And we should all be going in the direction of Finland and Sweden, and not in the direction of Germany, Japan, and Turkey.
You might wonder how a nuclear power plant actually works. Many people don't know how it runs, but just listens to people telling them it's dangerous and stupid. A nuclear reactor uses fission to create heat. Fission is the act of splitting an atom, which in turn releases energy. The heat is used to boil water, and the steam from the boiling water is used to make electricity through a turbine and a generator. That's the core way to make nuclear energy, but the way you carry out that task can be done in a lot of different ways. That also means we have newer and better solutions that prevents meltdowns and radiation leaks. Nuclear waste has also been made a lot safer, and our knowledge of how to store it is much more advanced now. If a power plant is built today, it won't be like the ones from 50 years ago.
So to try and convince you that nuclear power is actually a good idea, we'll try to fix some of the most common misconceptions about nuclear power. The first one is that nuclear power is dangerous and it will kill billions of people if an accident happens. So for that I have created this graph over the death tolls per trillion kilowatt hour produced, and at the highest amount of deaths per trillion kilowatt hour produced, we have coal with 170,000 deaths. And then we have oil, nature gas, and then the renewables, water, solar and wind, and lastly we have nuclear power. And these numbers include the death tolls of Fukushima and Chernobyl. So you can see here that nuclear power is actually one of the safest, the safest energy source we can use. So what is the problem?
New technologies in the nuclear energy industry makes it both cheaper and safer than many other energy sources. Both better technology and safety measures ensures that it is indeed safe. For example, Seaborg is a group of scientists who are working together to create a new technology of safe and economically friendly nuclear energy. The new technology with the CMSR, which stands for Compact Molten Salt Reactor, makes the source much safer and much cheaper. With that, the reactor would be able to be mass-produced and shipped to other countries like lower-income countries, which right now are needing more and more energy, which they mostly get from fossil fuels. Also, with the CMSR, the resources needed for every terawatt hour produced are much lower compared to other energy sources.